All right, folks. This assignment is about getting grades and giving an average, okay? So let's start off easy. We're not going to ask for one grade. I'm sorry, we're going to do 3 percentages. Give me your percentage grade. We're not going to do A, B, C, D right now. That's not the... And there's not a question mark there. I'm going to put a colon. There we go. Give me your percentage grade. And we'll just do it, yeah, when the green flags click. Give me your percentage grade. Yarr! And if we just get one grade, if they say 97, our average is 97, right? So let me actually lay out this assignment for those who want to work ahead. First off, we're going to ask for 3 grades and give an average of those 3 grades. And you can make 3 variables to do that. The final, more interesting version is to be able to ask for any number of grades, to keep asking for grades, and then at the end, give the average of all those grades, okay? So if they give me 3 grades, I give the average of 3 grades. If I gave 10 or 100 grades, so you need a few things. You need to know when they're done giving grades. You'll need some kind of secret code input like a -1 or a quit or something like that to tell them for them to tell you they're done giving grades. And you're going to need a way to know how to average grades, okay? So let's lay it out real quick. You should kind of already know this. You can Google the definition if you don't want my help. But an average, to get an average, you first add up the number, the total grade, the total value of whatever you're averaging, and then divide by the number of items, right? So if I have 3 grades of 100%, I add 100 plus 100 plus 100, which is 300, and then divide by 3. 300 divided by 3 is 100, and that's obvious. If I have a grade of 80, 85, and 90, I would add all those up, divide by 3, and I get 85. And I know that because 80 and 85 and 90, halfway between the low and the high grade, was the middle grade, which was 85, okay? So see if you can do that. I'm going to walk people through it who need a little help, and if you don't need my help, at least flip through it, watch it at a high speed to make sure you get the information, okay? So give me your percentage grade, and I'm going to say percentage grade, and we're going to need variables, okay? We're going to ask for more than one grade because it's boring to average one grade. So I'm going to call it grade 1, and what the heck, let's go grade 2. And some people ask me, wouldn't it take less memory if I said G1, G2, G3? And the actual answer is no, okay? In Python, Scratch, any programming language, the human readable name for the variable, like grade 1, can be almost any length, any reasonable length. That helps the humans. When this gets converted to machine code, this gets reduced to a memory address, and it's always the same size. It's the operating system decides what size. So don't call it G1 and G2, G3. Call it a good name, not too long, not too short, but something that humans can understand, okay? So if you forgot about all this is how we do it. We're going to set the answer to not grade 3. We're going to start with grade 1. I'm going to rinse and repeat grade 2 and duplicate and get grade 3, okay? So all these are on. Let's hit play and make sure this works. I got a 90, 85, and 80. I like to do this one because I know the average is in the middle, 85, because that's 5 higher and that's 5 lower. And if you did add those up and divide by 3, you get 85, okay? All right, so I got 3 grades. Let's do it. Let's add up all the grades and divide. So we're gonna need pluses. We're gonna need 3 holes to plus stuff together, right? And because I nest these, plug them in inside each other, we're going to get 3 holes when we do like that. Does this inner plus matter when we do addition? Certainly it doesn't, because PEMDAS says, order of operations, they're all addition. We are going to have a divide there, and that might matter. We want to divide by the number of grades, which is 3. And all this is going to happen because it's all in parentheses, all in blocks. It's going to happen fine. And it's good. When we go to Python, you're going to have some problems, and you'll remember me saying this when it's a little too late, okay? So anyway, we're going to add up the grades. So I could put numbers in. Let's go do this. 90, 95, and 100. What's the average of those 3 grades? It's 95. Let's go tweak it a little bit. Let's go 2 90s. It should go down, right? The average is 93.33. Okay. Let's go plug in our actual variables now. Hey, grade 1. grade 2. Doesn't matter what order. No, it doesn't, because we're just adding. Oh, gosh. Except I messed that up. Where's Rachel? You go there. You go there. This is probably the most annoying thing about Scratch is you don't have to do all this in Python. You just type it in. Okay, so we're going to say, we could just say the average, but I'm going to say your average is, and crap. You remember how to combine those things? You can't plus them together in Scratch. You can in Python. We're going to join, right? Oh, I'm going to triple click this, cut it, paste it. There we go. Your average is world. No, your average is whatever's on that side. For 2 seconds. Let's try it. Boom. I got a 60, 70, and an 80. Ooh, do you know that average? Yeah, it's in the middle. It's 70. Okay, that works. This is not the whole assignment. Okay, we'll do this in Python. It takes actually a while longer to understand it in Python. It's pretty simple in Scratch, in my opinion. Got 3 grades added together, divide by the number of grades. Now the hard part is, what if I want to do 10 grades? What if I want to do 100 grades? What if, heaven forbid, Linda Kurtenbach, no, she gave a lot of points. Every assignment is worth 1,000 or more points. I don't know what teacher gives a lot of assignments. Maybe it's me, but am I the one that everyone's complaining about? We're still going to say your average is. We're still going to add some grades together, but we don't know how many grades. That's the problem, okay? When we don't know how many things we're going to do beforehand, we're going to need something that can keep going until we're done, okay? So we're not going to use forever if, because those can't continue on after. We need to be able to continue on our code. So we're going to use we're just going to use repeat until, right? Repeat until. We're going to ask for a grade. And the question is, when do we be done asking? When do we quit asking them for the grade? Well, it's your choice, right? We're going to repeat until their answer equals Q. Should we do Q? Let's do Q for quit, okay? Or -1, right? They could say, I want to get out when I type in a negative grade. So I need to actually tell them how to quit, right? Give me a percentage grade, and I'll put here Q to quit. Or -1. Maybe they have a negative grade, though, so maybe I don't want to use that. I'm going to put Q. Repeat until answer equals Q. Okay? And Q might actually crash the program if I try to do math with it. Let's go try it. Let's go do Q. I can't put a Q in there, but can I put answer in? That's the question. What's answer plus answer? If it's -1, it'd be -1 plus -1, which is -2. Q plus Q. Oh, it's 80 right here. Let's go run Q. And Q plus Q is 0. Okay, so that's going to be, we can't do math with that. Let's go -1. We'll come back and put Q in later if it works, okay? I'm a little more confident with -1, but it might mess up our math. But so we need to, and okay, I'm going to put a right click and put a comment. Average equals add all items, divide by number of items. Okay, so 3 grades divided by 3. What else besides grade? I mean, you can do distances, average distance, average speed, average height, all kinds of averages, right? But we're doing grades. We add all those heights or all those different distances or all those grades together and divide by the number of grades. And this cool thing about repeat until is we can keep going. Now the question is, I get answer every time, and then it erases the previous grade. Some of you will want to make grade 3, 5, 10, 100 grades, grade 1 through 100, and nobody could ever use more than 100 grades. What did Bill Gates say? Bill Gates once said, is reputed, I guess he didn't say it, maybe he did. He's reputed to have said 640 kilobytes in a computer is enough for anybody, okay? And yeah, I guess I don't know if he really did say it, but anyway, he thought that was enough. And then if you've ever used a computer now, that was, 30, 40 years ago, 35 years ago, and computers 640K, like your phones blow this out of the water. Like this is, gosh, nothing uses, this is like the size of a Microsoft Word document, like half of a small one without any pictures. Okay, so he was wrong, right? He needed more than 640K eventually. So when you say nobody will ever do more than 100 grades, some jerk is gonna come along, or some poor teacher who bought your software is gonna come and do 101 grades and wreck it. Okay, so we can't make 100 grades. In fact, I'm gonna delete all my grades, so you're not tempted to try to make 100 grades. I'm gonna make one variable. I'm actually gonna rename this one, and your hint's right here. The average equals all the items added, or the total value, all the values, and divided by the number of items. Okay, can I rearrange those? It'd be nice if I could. So let me go give you an example. If I had a total of 1,000 points in the class, and I had 5 assignments, each assignment was worth 200 points, because 5 times 200 is 1,000. Yeah, that's how you get the average. All the items, all your points, divided by the number of items. Okay. So let's go do this. Your average is the total, and look, check this out. It's actually easier. Total divided by the number of items. That's all we have to do for the answer when we're done. The hard part is figuring out what to do in the loop. Okay, give me a grade. Well, what do I need? What do I do if they give me a grade of 90? Where does that go? Does it go in the number of items or the total? Let's do the simplest example. If they give me a grade of 90, that should go on to total, and number of items is 1. If they only under 1 grade and we're done, then they had an average of 90 because of that 1 grade. If they give me 2 grades of 90 and 90, 90 plus 90 is 180. 2 items divided by 2. Can you see a pattern here? What if I had 3 grades of 100, 300 points? Divided by 3. We did that one already. Can you see a pattern here? What are we going to do? Every time they give us a grade, we're going to say the total is equal to, and this is actually a little bit harder. Like you'll see this a lot in Python. Like it's not as easy as it sounds. No, we can increase, change total. Yeah, sorry. It is as easy as Scratch should be. We're going to change total by the answer, okay? So we're going to increase. If they give me a positive score of 100, we're going to increase it by 100. That's all it does, okay? We also need to increase the number of items by 1 because they just put in another grade, okay? We're going to be a little bit off here. I think it's going to be a little bit funky, but I can throw all this crap away so it's not scaring us. And let's try it. I got a grade of 100, and let's go -1 and quit. Ooh, can you see what happened? I had one thing of 100. Oh, it's going up 100 every time. Let's go 90. Wait a minute. I have 5 items and I only entered 2. Can you see what's happened every time I run this? If I go, I got 100. It's keeping track of every grade I ever entered. It's not resetting every time, okay? Can you see what's going on? This is called initializing the variables. You need to give it an initial value. Your initials are the first letters of your name. The initializing of a variable is the first value of a variable, okay? So I need to set both of these to 0 when we're starting, because if they don't do anything, they're both 0. And then it can grow every time. Okay, so now we're at 0. Oops, I just set the same variable. Oops. And total. Okay, now we're at 0, 0. There we go. 100, and we're done, -1. Now, it's close. It said 99. Can you see what happened? I did 100 the first time. Let's go watch it again. 100, hit enter. 100 divided by 1 would be 100%. But then when I go -1 to say I'm done, it does more math. Okay, it gives me a second item, and it says -1 was a score, but then it quits. Okay, so it does this, comes up, the score was 100, it wasn't -1, it checks again, I put the -1 in, and it comes up, it changes the total, does all this, and just like, maybe I should put this on top. No, we have to ask before we can do the math, so that can't happen. What we should do is only add the grade if, pause here, see if you can figure it out. I should only do this stuff if, any number they give me, I should add it to the total, and then change the number of items unless it's that magic number. What is it? If answer equals -1 in this case. Let's check it and try it, and then we'll try a Q for quit. I got 100, I got another 100. Uh-oh. Oh, it needs to be not. Okay. If the answer is not -1, then do the math. I said only if it was -1. If the answer is not -1, meaning it's 100 or 99 or 80 or anything, then do that. So 100. There we go. Now it's grown 90, 80, and now that average should be 90. Let's do -1. Average is 90. It works. Switch this for a Q. Okay. I'm back to wanting Q to work. Hit play. Okay. So let's go 3 grades of 70, 80, and 90. What's the middle one? I'm going to hit -1. That's a grade now. I shouldn't hit -1. I'm going to hit Q to quit. Yep, 70, 80, 90. The average was 80. We're done. Okay. I hope this was useful for you. I know that if you fast forward to the end and look at these blocks, it doesn't make much sense. If you tried to wrestle with it and get your own blocks, this makes a lot more sense. Please, as you work through these, watch the videos. Try it. When I say pause, please pause. I am going to wreck this. I'm not going to wreck this at the end. We'll have tests that check if you know it or not. So if you're following along, you'll do fine on the tests. And if you're not, you can have the 10 measly points from copying this down. It's not going to matter when the tests come around. So anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.